Yo! What's going on, everybody? GZTV. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. We have possibly future wise, like long term wise, this could go down as a very monumental album. We have Silk Sonic, An Evening with Silk Sonic. Obviously, Silk Sonic, if you guys didn't know, is an R&B duo with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. What a duo that is! Honestly, it makes so much sense for them to be a duo. They have the same type of voices. It's great. An Evening with Silk Sonic is Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak's debut collaborative album as Silk Sonic released today. The project was announced by Mars via Twitter on February 26, 2021. The first single, Leave the Door Open, was released alongside the album's intro on March 5th, 2021. The album's second single, Skate, was released nearly 4 months later on July 30th, 2021. The album's third single, Smoking Out the Window, was released on November 5th, 2021. I have only heard one single, so that's good. Anderson and Bruno have been working on the album for over 3 years. In 2017, Anderson opened for Mars in the European leg of his 24K Magic Tour, according to their March 2021 Apple interview with Zane Lowe. This is when the duo began forming vocal riffs and melodies that will end up on this record. An interview with Rolling Stones from August 18th, 2021, the duo revealed that An Evening with Silk Sonic would be released in January 2022, with more singles released in the meantime. Paak described the musical foundation of the seventh album as the 60s, 70s, and old school. The old school, and explained that without the circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic, the album might not have been made. Despite the expected January 2022 release, it was later announced on October 8th, 2021, that An Evening with Silk Sonic would be released on November 12th, 2021. The album's tracklist was revealed via social media on November 5th, 2021. The album contains features from bassist Bootsy Collins and Thundercat. So let's get into the first song, Silk Sonic intro. Let's go. Who y'all came to see tonight? Who gon' get the ladies feeling something? Ooh, we gon' lock this grooving tight. Yeah, we'll lock it in there. Don't have a slot this groove. Yeah, this is gonna be groovy. This is gonna be amazing. And I'm gonna analyze this album very closely as well. Bootsy Collins. It is I, master of the universe, Silver himself. Okay. This is an intro. It's not even like a full-length song. It's pretty short. We're almost done with it already. Uh, okay. We've already We've already heard this second song, but we're going to listen to it again. But anyways, Silk Sonic Intro was released on March 5th, 2021, along with Leave the Door Open, and as the opening track to An Evening with Silk Sonic by Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars. The song also features a spoken word introduction by funk legend Bootsy Collins, who is credited on the album's cover as a special guest. Anyways, moving on to the next song, Leave the Door Open. We're going to listen to it again. You might as well. It's a part of the album. I've heard it over and over again, but we might as well relive the experience. Sit back, sit back. What you doing? Where you at? Your plans. Don't say that. Wine in a robe. Alone. It feels very vintage. It feels very old school. It feels like amazing. It feels like the great music of the 70s. It does. I ain't playing no games. What I say is coming straight from the heart. I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open. There's a new version of Streamlabs available, and it keeps popping up on my top. I'll install that after this. We're going to be reacting to Polo G's very much teased track, but very much teased track from Polo G that we'll be listening to right after this album. And then tonight, I may or may not do a Warzone stream. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm either going to do a Warzone stream, or I'm going to talk about listening to Triple X by Danny Brown for the first time. That would be interesting for this channel. I might do that actually. That sounds really good. Saturday, I think. Ooh, do I want to continue the campaign? I don't know. Not really. I don't know. That say he's coming straight from the. I think tomorrow we will do a Call of Duty stream. I'm gonna play some Call of Duty off stream tonight for sure, though. I'm gonna leave the door open. Pretty long track, but we vibe the whole time. I mean, we could do both. We could fit a bunch of videos in one day if we want to. I have quite some free time, so we'll see what happens. I gotta watch the horror movie of the week tonight. I'm probably gonna watch Candyman. This is exclusive content. It'll probably be the original Candyman. Silk Sonic, that's such a dope name for an R&B duo. It's perfect. Everything about this is perfect. This is going to be a legendary moment in music history for sure. For R&B especially. I'm not much of an R&B guy. I will like admit to listening to some like The Weeknd and Frank Ocean. That's about it though. I do listen to Anderson .Paak a little bit. I don't think I listen to these guys as much as I should be, but I mean, these guys have crazy records under their name and they just come together. It's a Kids See Ghost like scale. Not quite as big, but it's on like nearly the scale as the Kids See Ghost collab. This record is 31 minutes long. We're gonna do this, listen to Polo G, probably play some Madden for a little bit, watch a horror movie. We're gonna watch a horror movie. I'm not sure what it's going to be. We're gonna do a Danny Brown. We might actually do a Call of Duty stream too. I might just cram a bunch of videos in one day. Might as well. I'm home, you know. All right. Leave the Door Open is Silk Sonic's debut single, a side project featuring Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars. Throughout the song, the two profess their love for a significant other, telling her the door will be left wide open for her to enter at any time. In a February 26th Twitter post, Bruno Mars announced that the group's first single would be releasing on March 5th, 2021. The song premiered alongside a music video directed by Bruno Mars and Florent Deschard. Next, we have Fly As Me. We're going to listen to this. Oh my gosh. They should have been performing at the Super Bowl. Bruno Mars should have got the nod again. That would have been awesome. I do love the Super Bowl lineup, though. I will be watching it and probably reacting to it live, honestly. This is Anderson .Paak. Very funky, very groovy. I love it. There's a lot of music coming out soon. We got Polo G and Juice WRLD around the horizon. that DaBaby EP was very disappointing. I like this though. This is great. This is the first like new track full length. Crazy. Yeah. Um, Fly As Me is the third song from R&B super duo Silk Sonic's debut album, An Evening with Silk Sonic. Throughout this braggadocious, witty track, Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars sing about how lucky a woman would be to be involved with either of them. This song continues the 70s and 80s funk style heard throughout the project and seen in the band's image. Interestingly, this song features a written credit from rapper Big Sean. That's awesome. Next song is After Last Night. Let's get into it. This has Thundercat and Bootsy Collins. So Bootsy Collins already had a spoken word, and he or she. I don't know if Bootsy Collins is a male or female. I don't know.
It's just something about you.
I know Thundercat is like a guitarist and kind of a vocalist.
What you did when you did what you did. But you did it, girl. See, normally I don't stutter, but you did do it to me.
That's Thundercat from Kendrick's album. I heard that voice before from To Pimp a Butterfly. Michael Jackson would be proud. I don't know if he would necessarily be proud, but like, I don't know.
Those days are over, baby. Wait a minute now.
You put it on me like I never felt before. That gushy, good, girl, I want some more. And I can't get you out of my head.
I tried. Come on.
After last night, I don't know what to do.
Baby, you got to tell me.
When I'm gonna see you.
I don't feel like holding the speaker up to my ear. I can still kind of hear it.
Cars, clothes, diamonds, and gold. Anything you want, any place you want, we'll fly.
I think Thundercat's the one giving like the background stuff, like going through, you know.
Change the game after last night. After last night, I think I'm in love with you.
I think I'm in love with you.
Woke up and I can't get you
Thundercat's pretty
out of
good.
my
I like him.
head.
He's definitely he adds to like a groovy vibe when there's like a jazzy, like old school vibe. Thundercat definitely adds to it every time, especially on To Pimp a Butterfly. That's really the only time I've heard Thundercat prominently on a track.
Suck it to me one more time. Come on.
This will definitely go down as a top 50 album of the year, maybe top 20, top 15. There are styles I definitely prefer to this one, but I mean, it's good. Sorry, I keep playing with my drawstrings. have to mute every once in a while for copyright because, especially with Bruno Mars, he's very mainstream. He's gonna have copyright claims all over the place. But yeah, After Last Night is the fourth track from R&B duo Silk Sonic's An Evening with Silk Sonic. The song features the album's special guest host Bootsy Collins and bass player producer Thundercat. The song signifies the first collaboration from either Pac or Mars with Bootsy and Mars' first collaboration with Thundercat. Pac previously collaborated with Thundercat on Ty Dolla $ign's track 6. The song's lyrics tell the story of how the two are desperate to get the woman they had the night with before. Production was handled by Mars, D-Mile, and the stereotypes, and it resembles the production from Collins Music. Next is Smoking Out the Window. Let's go.
Wait a minute, this love started off so tender, so sweet. And now she got me smoking out the window.
I don't even know if I've heard this fully. I've heard parts on TikTok.
Must have spent 45,000 up in Tiffany's. Just believe this bitch got me paying her rent, paying for trips, diamonds on her neck, diamonds on her wrist, and here I am all alone, all alone. I'm so cold.
I don't know why there's such a glare. Wait, what happens if I turn this down? I mean, you guys kind of should see me a little bit. Okay, whatever. We'll have to deal with the glare, boys. Apologies. After this, we have four more songs. One of them is a single, and the rest are all new. I think this is really good for Anderson .Paak's career as well, because obviously Bruno Mars is way more known than Anderson .Paak, so this is going to give his career even more of a boost. You know, he's had Eminem features, he's had features with amazing artists, Freddie Gibbs, Ty Dolla $ign. That's fire, I love that. Love that hook. To the streets. She belongs to the streets for show. What did they do to Bruno? What did these girls be doing to Bruno, man? The king, bro. This bitch got me paying a rent, paying for trips, diamonds on my neck, diamonds on my wrist. Gotta love like the raw instrumentation as well. Great song. That's honestly my favorite on this thing so far. Through the 5 tracks we've listened to, I think. 4 full length, obviously we had the intro. I did like the intro. I did like how it set up the album. Great. Okay. Smoking Out the Window is the third single from Silk Sonic's debut album, Evening with Silk Sonic. The song was first teased on the duo's Rolling Stone issue posted in August 2021. The song's release date was announced in an Instagram post made by Silk Sonic on November 1st, 2021, teasing the music video. Next is Put On a Smile. That is the next song. See, and it's kind of like a story, too. You got some narration throughout the album. It's perfect.
Tell her how you really feel.
This might be up there for top 10, top 15 best albums on this channel I've reacted to. Maybe not. I don't know. I do wish I listened to Brockhampton's Roadrunner on this channel. That would have been great. Good thing I'm not a part of organized sports anymore. I have time to do stuff for my channel that I normally wouldn't have time to do for. Pretty sad song, you know. Bruno has made some very sad songs about like breakups and yada 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 in the past. Sorry if my mic's a little quiet. I kind of had it pushed back a little bit. I don't know why I have this sweatshirt on. It is hot in here. Hold on 1 second. Let me take off this sweatshirt. We gotta listen to Polo G still as well. It's a little mini track from him. He's got an album coming soon, so this could be seen as the single for that record. They might be adding more tracks to this. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like they would. I mean, they'd also have a lot more features from a lot more R&B artists, you know, like Brent Faiyaz, people like that. Maybe he doesn't fit the old-fashioned style as well. The Weeknd could definitely fit into that groove with these guys. One of the best R&B artists of all time, Bruno Mars, for sure. I feel like Justin Timberlake could fit like an album like this, or like Robin Thicke. You know what I mean? So there's a couple people that could fit the agenda. I think Robin Thicke actually got in trouble for something, so maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I think he did. I'm not really sure though. Maybe Macklemore would fit on something like this. That'd be kind of cool to hear. Before we move on, we gotta. Okay. Put on a Smile is the sixth song from R&B duo Silk Sonic's In the Evening with Silk Sonic. It is a slow-paced, sad love song where the lyrics go in almost a different direction from other tracks on the album, where the duo sing about how they need their significant other instead of portraying themselves as players. Mars and Pac co-wrote the song, signifying the only song solely written by Silk Sonic. It was produced by Mars, while Pac's signature drumming style is heard. Next song is 777, obviously signifying a number above the devil's number. Oh yeah, this is great. number above the devil's number. I don't know what they're meaning by that necessarily. You know, they've obviously done some very sinful acts, being players, being lovers. I don't know how long this stream will be. I think it'll be about 40 minutes, and then we will do Polo G. Then I'm going to take a little break, you know what I mean? Get it going. I might go out to eat with my family. I'm not sure yet.
Spin the wheel for me. Backtrack, back around, till I win your way, till for me.
Thanksgiving week. I'm going to fan appreciation week for Thanksgiving. I'm going to be throwing together so many videos next week. I might even listen to like a new album every day or something like that. Maybe like a first listens week. Anderson .Paak's voice is legendary, and it's very underrated. We got 2 more tracks after this, and then I'm going to talk about the album, and then I'm going to come back for Polo G, and then we're out of here for a while. Maybe I should save Danny Brown's debut for Thanksgiving week. I don't know what I'm going to do. See, each song is very well put together, pretty lengthy, you know, a lot of choruses, a lot of verses. Definitely took quite a bit of effort to put for a 9-track project, it definitely sounds like it took them a lot of effort to put it together, and I'm happy for that. That's why they're known as such good artists. They put the effort in everything, and that's why they land features from Kendrick Lamar and, you know, Anderson .Paak with like Eminem and Kendrick Lamar, some of the greatest rappers ever. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was that song. Let's see. 777, pronounced as 7. Yeah, 777 is the 7th track from R&B duo Silk Sonic's album, An Evening with Silk Sonic. This song, as the title suggests, about gambling in Vegas, Las Vegas. Oh, slots. Okay. The song resembles Mars' 2016 singles 24K Magic, and with added rock influence. The track was produced by Mars along with album co-producer D Mile. Next is Skate. I've heard some of this before, but I need to listen to it again. We listened to Keep the Door Open, and you know how many times I've listened to that. That's a very viral track. This is one of like the very upbeat songs on here. But yeah, we have one last song after this, and then we are done with the album. I will definitely be re-listening to this album for a while, I feel like, to kind of get my even more feelings about it. Let's stop. Let's please stop, Siri. Baby. Anderson .Paak's part. I would say Bruno Mars has definitely shown through. He's definitely had the better parts in the record, but I appreciate everything that Anderson .Paak's doing. Just great vibes, honestly. I love what this project's bringing to the table. I really have an appreciation for music like this. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I have appreciation. Yeah, this is going to be a 40-minute stream, so stay tuned for my review afterwards. We have one more song after this. It's 4 minutes, so stay tuned for that. Released nearly 4 months after Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak's hit debut single Leave the Door Open, Skate is the second single from the collaborative project Silk Sonic. In an Instagram post from July 28th, Bruno Mars addressed an invitation to Silk Sonic's Summertime Jam on July 29th, 2021. However, the post went uncaptioned and didn't confirm the actual release of a new single. Skate premiered alongside a music video very similar to Leave the Door Open, where Bruno, Anderson .Paak, and the rest of Silk Sonic sing and play their instruments as they serenade the women around them. Here we go. Here's Blast Off. Pretty lengthy track. We might have to talk about this album longer than I anticipated. Maybe not. We might just talk about the album briefly. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I have some thoughts about the album. I can talk pretty in length about it. You know what I mean? You know, I've talked about plenty of albums in length. I can do that for here. I mean, this is gonna go down in history. I'm almost certain of it. But for now, let's just enjoy the final track. Honestly, there's some Alchemist like hints of Alchemist production. Sorry. Hmm. I'm pretty exhausted. I had class earlier this morning at 9 o'clock. I went to class. Went back to my room, or went to my car. Went to my room, packed everything up, and I was out. I've been home for about 3 hours now. Little less than 3 hours, but you know, it's 3:12 in my time, so yeah. I'm just enjoying this new Silk Sonic album. I do enjoy it. Some of the tracks are a little dragged on, I will say, but that is the style, honestly, of R&B music. If you guys are new to the scene. Okay, we got some guitar in there. I always love me a little bit of guitar. YouTube's honestly become a part-time job for me. I'm not getting paid off of this, but it's a hobby. It's more leisure than a job. I don't want to make this feel like a job. I don't want to make it feel like I have to do this. I really enjoy it. I really like music. I listen to any new music I can on this channel, whatever catches my eye. We will be listening to French Montana tomorrow. That will be interesting. I'm not really a big fan of Anderson, or not Anderson .Paak. I love Anderson .Paak, but French Montana personally, not the biggest fan of. But I saw some Drake feature. I saw a bunch of other features from like Doja. I thought would be interesting to listen to. So yeah, I don't think there's any other projects I care to listen to. We will have to look. We'll have to be on the lookout. I think Sunday we'll just listen to a bunch of songs and then do our Avengers at the dorm like I usually do. You know, I'm kind of in a routine. I do a lot of stuff weekly, so. See, I like the sound of this album. I'm gonna nah. I will save the review for a little bit. I'm not gonna drag it down really that much, but you know, if my speaker does not stop, I'm going to lose my mind. If my dude, my speaker's gotta chill out. I don't. See, Blast Off sounds like something you'd open an album with, not close it. But they did have an intro, so you can't really say too much. I've been trying to style my hair, but it's just been kind of a mess. So. This last bit where you guys are going to hear it, it's carrying it off, and this is obviously Bootsy Collins. Or was that Bootsy? Was that Bootsy Collins on Kendrick's "To Pimp a Butterfly"? That does sound familiar. Okay, that's pretty good. I personally like that. I like that music. We're gonna give a pretty at length review here in a little bit. Once we talk about what Apple Music has to say, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak were already hard at work on what would become an evening with Silk Sonic with the pandemic shut down live music in early 2020, but they weren't going to let that stop them from delivering a concert experience to their fans. Um, it began with the project's lead single "Leave the Door Open," a syrupy, sweet piece of retro soul that Mars considered something of a backbone for the project. After its completion, he and Pac began building out the 9 songs of An Evening with Silk Sonic, soliciting help in the few instances where they needed it from friends like Bootsy Collins, Thundercat, and even Kennedy Babyface Edmonds. Their access to Hall of Fame worthy firepower notwithstanding, the pair always understood that their own combined musicality was the real draw. Below, well, they kind of talk about, some of the tracks that make An Evening with Silk Sonic an experience fans won't soon forget. This is a pretty unforgettable experience. Here's what Bruno Mars had to say about "Leave the Door Open." Me and Andy come from the school of performing and playing live instruments. We wrote "Leave the Door Open," and it was just one of those songs like, dang, I can't believe we're a part of this, and we don't know what it's going to do. We don't care that it's a ballad or whatever you want to call it. To us, this just feels right, and it's important. So no matter what, if it hit number one or it didn't, me and Andy both know that that was the best we could do, and so we were cool with that. Obviously, Andy's Anderson .Paak. I don't know why he calls him Andy, but whatever. Fly As Me, Anderson .Paak. Fly As Me is a joint hook. Mars had it for a minute. He was trying to figure out some verses for it, trying to figure out the groove, and we spent some time on that. Bruno said Andy goes behind the drum set one day and says that groove got to be like this, and starts playing his groove. D-Mile is on the bass. I'm on the guitar, which is crazy because you guys, nobody really realizes how talented Bruno Mars is. He can play the guitar, he can do all these things. He grew up with music. He's literally this generation's Michael Jackson. I don't want to keep making that comparison because it's not a comparison that Bruno is quite worthy of, but I mean, the closest thing we have to Michael Jackson is the Bruno Marses, is the Weekends, is the Kanye's. Like the style of music is Bruno and the Weekend. Kanye, like iconically, is on his level. Um, um, let's see. After all the grooves we tried, I don't know what it is, or something about someone in the studio, someone that you trust saying it's got to be like this, and the groove you hear him playing, which is not an easy groove to play, was what he showed me in D, and we just followed suit. After last night with Thundercat and Bootsy Collins, Mars said that one got a lot of Bootsy on it. My boy Thundercat came in and blessed us. Gotta love Thundercat. It's just one of them songs. So everything was built to be playing live. So that song is one of those we can keep going for 10 minutes. It really is. It was a pretty they stretch these out, and that does make sense now that Bruno Mars is saying that these are kind of built to be live performance songs, and it would be pretty enjoyable to go watch them, especially if you're from that 70s era, you grew up in that era, you like that music. Smoking Out the Window. Bruno said Smoking Out the Window was an idea we started 4 or 5 years ago on tour. It didn't sound like and nothing like how it does now. But we just had the idea on Pac's birthday. I called him over. He was hysterical that night. After every take, he was like, "I'm the king of R&B. I'm the best. Tell me I'm not the hottest in the game." I mean, that's not far from the truth. We were going back and forth with the lines and who can make who laugh, and we ended up finishing that song. And he was like, "I'm out. What we doing tomorrow?" Put on a smile. Bruno said, "I had a song that I played for Andy, and I said, 'What do you think about this?' And he said, 'It sucks.' I started singing it again. He gets behind the drums, and that's when the magic happens." And again, Anderson .Paak, another multi-talent artist. That's why these two came together. That's why they made such good music. You know, Anderson .Paak is obviously a great drummer too. Some of this I didn't really realize, but like that's crazy. So we come up with this hook and these chords, and that's when we start cooking. When everything starts moving in the studio, the song's starting to sound real good now. I don't want to mess it up, so I call Babyface. I only call Face to know if I got something good, because he'll tell me too, this is whack. For all of us to finish that record together, that was one of my favorite experiences on this album. It's a great cut. It's a great hook from Bruno Mars. I really appreciate what they did on this. The album as a whole is fantastic. I definitely recommend you give it a full listen because I don't really show you guys the album fully, obviously, because of copyright, but I feel like you guys need to definitely experience this. I will definitely listen to it more and more because obviously, with me muting it, I don't get the full experience. I need to throw it in some headphones. I need to throw it in a speaker when I'm by myself and just vibe out to it. That's something I need to do. You know what I mean? And Put on a Smile is a pretty good one. Skate. Bruno said it's hard to be mad on some roller skates. So really, that's kind of the essence of this album. And this is a very vibey song. It's very upbeat. I really liked the vibe of it. So really, it's the kind of essence of this album. If me and Andy were to host a party, what would that feel like? Summertime, outside, set up the congas and the drums and amplifiers. What would that sound like? And this is what our best effort was. Skate. I mean, it sounds like you're in paradise when you're listening to this song, and just kind of my own thoughts. I really, really liked this for not being an R&B guy, for not being a 70s hits guy. I really liked this. I mean, it was enjoyable. It was vibey. Um, I didn't listen to much MJ. I didn't listen to much Prince. I didn't listen to much of these like Bootsy Collins and people like that back in the day. So to like for them to bring it back in 2021, 50 years later, it's absolutely incredible. I feel like it's something that deserved to happen eventually in the music industry. I feel like the OGs, as much as I like obviously don't know much about them, I didn't grow up in that era. I feel like that they definitely deserve an appreciation. They birthed a lot of artists. They birthed the Bruno Marses again, the Anderson .Paaks, the Weekends, to an extent the Frank Oceans, the Brent Faiyazes, just guys like that. All those like very like vintage singers, that wave. The OGs brought that together, and it's great. It's beautiful music to hear. I have full appreciation of it. I'm not gonna bash this album. The songs did feel dragged on, but once I heard Bruno talking about like the live performance aspect, then that kind of got me like, okay, that's very understandable. So really, I wouldn't say it's necessarily flawless, but there's no song where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna skip it. I don't enjoy it. I enjoyed every freaking second of this record. It was really good. But yeah, that's my review. Oh my gosh, my throat hurts. I've been talking for the last like 6 or 7 minutes or so. Oh my gosh, I gotta catch a breather. But we're gonna be listening to Smooth Criminal again, an MJ influence. Like people don't understand what MJ did for this generation, what guys like the Beatles, like those music titans did for this generation, and they're popular for a reason. So yeah, I'm out. Have a good